יש לנו פה את רבי ניסים, שאנחנו אוהבים אותו, אבל ממש אהבה מיוחדת. הוא זוכה שהוא שר ממש, עומק הלב הוא שר. ממש תענוג לשמוע את השירה שלו.
תודה רב, תודה. Baruch Hashem, being zocheh to be called a Talmud of the Rav is something beyond anything that we could definitely say in this world is a beautiful gift. Baruch Hashem, I would say that this is the book. I don't think I would have finished my gerus, my conversion to Judaism. I definitely wouldn't have the kesher to Hashem that I have without this book. Like Rav says inside of here, it's not a book really on marriage, it's a book on avodas Hashem, really, and learning really how to be bittul. Specifically with this book is not a book of read and do, it's a read, pray and do, because the emes is that without tefillah, it's very, very impossible to hear this. I got this book in 2013, I think originally when I got this book, life-changing. I seen amazing miracles, and I end up having to put the book down because it was so scary that I was seeing the miracles that was happening from I had to put it down because it was like magic, you know. I literally saw the things manifesting themselves inside of my life from reading this book. So I was like scared, almost a little bit too scared. Now the difference was I started to see as I went on, I see a lot of people who were telling me the same things. They were having amazing stories. The emes is, the truth is that it's very, very hard for a person to go against the nature. The nature is not like that. My nature, I grew up, unfortunately, seeing my parents argue all the time. I had no real concept of what shalom bias was or anything like that. You know, I thought you're supposed to argue. I seen so many horrible relationships between siblings. I thought the ikar was to fight and to go back and forth because you see that so much that you think it's something that's normal. So a lot of the concepts inside of here feel like they go against our nature, and that's okay. So by tefillah, by praying, we can go above our nature. And I really say this all in my heart, recommend reading any person who gets married that I know. I try to get them this book, try to get them the woman's book. But the truth is that the life-changing book, I can't say enough about it. Never gets old. It's advice for a lifetime.
אני שמח מאוד שהוא דיבר על הספר בגן השלום. כל יום אני מתפלל שכל הגברים וכל הבחורים שעדיין לא נוסעים, הם ידעו את הספר בגן השלום, ואני מבקש, מתחנן לפני השם, מבקש שייתן להם דעת. כי רבנו הקדוש אומר, למה אדם לא מוצא את הזיווג שלו? בגלל שאין לו דעת. גם אם מוצא את הזיווג שלו, עדיין אין לו דעת, אז אין להם שלום בית, היא מתנגדת לו. גם שיש שלום בית צריכים דעת. בספר הזה הקדוש ברוך הוא כתב את הדעת של כל העניין של הזוגיות. חשוב שכל אחד ילמד את הספר לא פעם אחת, ממש כמה פעמים, וממש, אני אומר את זה לבחורים. אתה רוצה למצוא את הזיווג שלך, תלמד את הספר בגן שלום, אבל תלמד אותו, תקבל בהבנה, לא ככה מלמעלה. תסיים את הספר, תמצוא את הזיווג שלך. ויום יום באים אלה אנשים, וכל הזמן באים. למדתי את הספר בגן שלום, מצאתי את הזיווג שלי. וניסים ממש חזק את הנקודה הזאת, וברוך השם שבאמת נזכה כל כך כואב, ממש כואב מאוד, שיש עיכוב הזיווגים. כל כך כואב ממש. אפשר לקרב את זה, שכל הבחורים, כל מי שאין לו זיווג, שנלמד את הספר שלו בעיון, בהבנה, סיים את הספר, ימצא את הזיווג שלו.
Yeah, I was going to say, Rav, is that when I would like to say my personal journey when I was reading this book, and maybe I'm sensitive, maybe I'm not, whatever, but I found it to be so powerful for myself that after each concept, I had to close the book and start davening to Hashem right then and there. I'd start to pray right then and there. And for that type of energy, you have to be willing and you have to want to grow. That's you know, most of the time, a guy sees something, Shalom by peace. I want to read a book that's going to help me to make my wife shut up. That's in his mind. He's not thinking about himself at all. But it's one of those things where you definitely have to be willing and ready to work on yourself. And I remember like yesterday reading this book and having tears in my eyes as I'm reading the book, and I will close it and crying, and it's nobody's fault. I didn't know. And as the Rav was revealing this to me, this really made me a chassid of the Rav, because I reading this, I said there's no way that anybody was able to be able to have this type of advice and bring this down that wasn't getting it directly from Hashem. After that, I went online and was looking for reviews, as you always do, and I seen groups of Christians, non-Jews, who were saying this book is anointed. And if anybody knows what that means, these words are the words of God themselves, and they're not Jewish. These are Christian groups having study groups on this book specifically. So I was able to see the impact. I had a friend who himself was not Jewish. He was in a failing marriage, and for many reasons that marriage had to end. It was very, very hard on him. But what I did see was that at the end of everything, he got this book, and I remember at the beginning of everything, he was telling me, you know what, my wife is nuts. She'll tell you herself. She'll write it for you, whatever. She's crazy. It was her, the whole everything. He started reading this book. He called me a few days later with tears in his eyes, saying that I can't believe I destroyed my marriage. I can't believe I did this. He started going out, doing an hour of Hebrew Dude every day. This friend is a Christian. He's not Jewish. He'd been to schools, seminary to become a Christian. And he said to me that I thought before that I knew God, not until after I read this book and I started praying to God every day for an hour, that now I feel like I know God. Like everything was a lie up until this point. I seen that manifest himself into him being the most awesome and terrific husband today that I've seen this book literally rescue people. So I really say, but the main thing is, first, know yourself. If you're ready for real growth and real change, then this is the book for you.
יש לי שכן שלי, שהוא בא אליי, הוא היה באמריקה, באיזה גוי, אמר לו, תגיד, אתה מכיר שלום ארוש? הוא אומר, כן, שכן שלי. תגיד לו שהספר שלו בגן השלום הציל את השלום בית שלי. גוי.
וואו.